Greetings and salutations, welcome back to another Let's Play of EU4 with RedBstrd. Third Rome is out, but I was hoping to finish off the last Mandate of Heaven achievement that we need, which is the First Toungoo Empire. So I'm going to give that another shot. What we need to do is start as Taungu. We're going to do a normal difficulty, Lucky Nation set to historical, of course. Set the Iron Man. And we're going to go right over. Sorry, but playing lots of multiplayer with various people. Guess we'll just have to do it here. First Toungoo Empire. Sorry if you can hear keyboard clicks. I tried to mute them all out. So I'll listen to this afterwards, and hopefully that setting is how we want it to be. Okay, so what do we need to accomplish? We need, starting as this one province minor with 110 ruler, we need to unite our cultural group, which means conquering 40 provinces, 10 of which are held by Ming before 1500. That's a tall order. Alright, so let's set up our merchants. We want to collect here, that's our primary node, and eventually we want to push trade power down from here, which will go to Bengal. That's not going to happen yet. So we can either collect or transfer. We'll transfer from here. We'll push trade power here, which will eventually, some of it will end up in our home node. See if we can get a conquest mission. No. The best we get is conquered through Pegu, and Pegu's a hard first target, because they start with this fort, so we need 9,000 troops to be able to siege it, and we'd have to defeat them in the battle. So defeat them in the battle, and then have 9,000 left over to siege that out. It's a tall order. We're going to get some other rivals. Let's do Lan. And for the last one, we'll have to take a look at how things around us are going. So Hasenwi's friendly towards us, so I don't want to rival them. So I'm going to take Ava, who is hostile towards us. Hey, rival of our rival. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Now, usually our most reliable ally is Lanzing and Sing, who starts off friendly towards us, but they're almost certainly rival to Hasenwi. No, they're not. So we could probably get them both. And usually a rival to Ayutthaya. So if we choose one, can't get the other. Could get royal marriage here. Let's go ahead and send that alliance off. Let's get the royal marriage here. And royal marriage there. That'll leave our options open to see how this plays out, but we'll have one ally. We need to build 2 troops, and as I said, our ruler is a 110. He is a randomly determined trait, and just is pretty good, but the 110 is too bad for us. So we're going to make him into a general. Unfortunately, he does have some combat bonuses. I would have preferred 1 fire and 2 shock. He's got Pippa Siege, which could end up saving us a lot of time and a lot of manpower on our sieges. So that's good for us. They've got so low of influence that it isn't worth it to do any of these interactions yet. This would just bring down our prestige, which isn't ideal. Yeah, so we're going to wait a couple days. See if we can complete this mission. Let's issue an embargo there. And there, and leave this guy free for a sec. I'm hoping we can complete our mission here right away and get the option of conquering Sandaway. This probably isn't going to be done this month, so we might as well start building up some spy power. I don't like sending any sort of interaction with them during the first month, because I like to be able to attack right as the first month expires and we can declare war on people. They have no allies, that's good so far. And can we send this royal marriage off? We can. So we completed our mission, got a little bit of prestige, which is nice. And we get nothing that helps us expand westward, which is a problem. We should also start building up some spy power here, as they allied. Potentially attack them with a conquest CB. Call on allies. They've allied Lansing. That's a problem. It looks like Lansing is going to be our enemy eventually. They're moving over. I wouldn't be surprised if they attack Aragon. Not sure if they're going to do it, but it wouldn't be surprising. It looks like they're eyeing them as well. It's a possibility. Okay, so we can get Ayutthaya. They're the stronger choice. But if they're both offering, I'll take both. Now that means I'm going to pull this guy back on the first of the month and try to solidify our relations with all of them before one of them decides to break it. And the best way to do that is offering military access, because that's 10 relations immediately. And then we'll keep improving relations with these two as quickly as possible. These guys should be marked as a nation of special interest, as will they, because they neighbor us, they border us. Let's get them. And these should... Oh, Pegu's friendly. Let's set ourselves... We're friendly with them as well. Who are your rivals? Our same rivals. So, we're going to pick up a royal marriage there. Temporary. That'll leave us pretty well protected. And hopefully that will get rid of the missions. Conquer them. Just giving us 2 up here, and they might not. Yeah, they do have a couple of allies. I bet Aragon is going to get invaded by these two. So I hope I can jump that gun. Yeah, they're moving over. Sorry if you can hear that coughing in the background. Okay, 316. That sounds like somebody we have to name after a subscriber. And I've been noticing a lot of activity on the channel, so I am going to try name it after one of our newer subscribers as a thank you. Okay, I think I started to name people after Minredio. Started to name somebody after Luke, but I don't think those videos were successful ones, so this guy's named after Luke, with a slightly Southeast Asian touch to it. Min Redya Winmuk Taungu. You'll note that how I spelled the save is different from here and our royal family, but I named it after this. I really don't want them to attack before we have a chance to do so. Welcome to Pile On. Okay, so we can get this claim. Ericon and Ava. Yes, that's what we want. We want a claim here. So we're going to wait until we have that. Let's call this guy back so that he's ready right away. Okay, we have our claim. So we wait 1 day. And we are going to promise land to Pegu, Sanwi, Ayutthaya. Let's get them all in here. Only allied to Lan Na. If we do our conquest CD, we're going to mark Ericon as a co-belligerent. Big problem is when we push west, they're going to get involved. We're getting everyone up in here. I would normally leave one guy behind and move north, but I'm worried about that. So we're going to play it slow and cautiously. We're just going to put this guy on allies and let him cycle through all of our allies. And that seems like it's a tall order, so we're going to pass on that. We'll arrive here first. We're eventually going to have to betray Pegu and Hasenli. Ooh, that was not a smart move by Ayutthaya. They're attacking into highlands where the enemy is going to outnumber them 3-1. They've just thrown away an army. It's going to entirely get stack wiped up here. It's like 7,000 or 8,000 men. I guess Ayutthaya, if anyone in Southeast Asia, can afford to do that. That's not great. Bengal is attacking Ava. That's really bad for us because we need this province. So we are going to send a troop north. This is probably throwing away this troop if the enemy can attack us here. But I've got to block off Bengal. It's worth the risk. Ooh. Let me back this up. There we are. Now we'll get back to relative safety. We'll probably be able to liberate it. Don't like the nobility losing influence because we want to do our state interactions. And we need usually 40 influence for those. Okay, so this hasn't been too expensive for us in terms of manpower or money. Okay, there we are. We no longer need spy power in Aragon. The question is where we send our troops from this point. They're not useful here. Not useful here. I think I'm going to defend our claim here. And let's see if we can peace out Ericon, taking their land. Can. Now, we didn't actually promise any of their land. I'm not going to get much of this. But there's very little else that we could do. We could try to make Bengal like us a little bit more. Would that be worth it? That might actually be worth it. Because that's the difference between 1 ducat for us and some improved relations. With Bengal, who's already hostile. Make sure that we are set on that friendly. Let's get our stability up one more because we want to get this, enforce our heritage. And of course we want this monastic education, but can't do anything about that until we get a better ruler. Okay, I prefer not to increase autonomy if I don't have to, because we're going to need lots of manpower and money. And I'm going to send 1 unit with our ruler, because he has a unit, as a Pippa of siege, although so do theirs. But this will increase our contribution to the war and potentially kill off our garbage ruler. So it's win-win. Okay, so banditry here. We can lose karma or gain karma. We want to gain karma because we have low karma. And if we take land, it's only going to get worse. Let's not have a lazy diplomat. We'll work on outraged countries. And this siege power isn't actually going to help us. So again, outraged countries, we need to manage our diplomacy effectively. Manipur is attacking Ava. We're comfortable with that. Tributary state of Ming. We should become a tributary of Ming as well, as soon as we're at peace. Okay, and we capture this. It's in our hands. Okay, let's call this guy back. And with Ava, we're going to take that. Yeah, we didn't promise Ava's territory to anyone, so we're just going to take that. Ooh, they're a rival. So we're going to humiliate them. Take this. They don't have any allies. We're not going to get much money out of this. 6 ducats. I think instead I'm going to force them to give up claims on somebody. Actually, Mungyang, to make Mungyang like us a little bit more. This is a way of, again, managing aggressive expansion. And we have them marked down as somebody we like, so that's good. Okay. Continue pouring our stuff. Okay, Now, if we take any land, we do have to give a respectable percentage to everyone. So let's give that to Ayutthaya. We want some favors. Do we want to take this for ourselves? Guess we have to. Humiliate them. We get even more power projection. Take their war reps. I mean, Pegu and Hisenvi aren't going to like us, but those were temporary alliances anyway. And then we'll get 5 ducats out of it. Not ideal. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we could do that would be better. Claims, I mean, that's not really useful. Yeah, so we're just going for ducats. Potential coalition. Landna and Ava. The Landna is going to be beat up. Okay, and we are at peace, once again. Improve relations with Mongyang, yes, we can do that. We already have a guy there working on the project. And I don't want to pay for this fort if we don't have to. And we're going to bend the knee. It's January 2nd, so we'll wait till next year before we have to pay them tribute. And Assembly is going to get upset with us. Very little we can do about that. Start planning out our next war. And we can get another unit of troops. Let's get some infantry because they're cheap. And we could start getting advisors, but we really can't afford them. Go for a missionary strength guy. Once this is cored, I think that's actually worthwhile. So we're going to take him. Let's keep an eye on our time. We are at 22 minutes. Okay, so we'll carry on for another few minutes. Game's frozen up for a second, sorry about that. What's going on? Okay, there, that worked. Hey, we've got to make our merchant guilds like us more. I'm wondering if we can launch a conquest war off of that. That would save us time fabricating. So let's pull this guy back from Pegu. For superiority, it doesn't list anything there that would actually allow us to conquer stuff. So, try to buddy up with Hisenwi a little bit more, because they're the one threatening to break the alliance. We're still waiting on claims, so let's save some cash. Got no rebels threatening to rise up immediately. And Mongyang is attacking Ava. Eventually we're going to want some allies in India. Again, one of the things I should note is it is really essential that you humiliate a rival. And as early as possible. So we've humiliated 2, which gave us lots of power projection, and that's great. But if you humiliate a rival, then you start getting splendor, and we're going to need several of these bonuses. We want the aggressive expansion one. we want the cheap vortexes, and we definitely want the adaptive combat terrain for a war with Ming. Okay, those are the 3 that we want to shoot for, and we want to be able to get into a golden era, so we need 3 objectives complete. And we can reasonably get a large city by developing our capital. We could also embrace the Renaissance. But none of the others, aside from Humiliate Rival, are feasible in the amount of time that we have in the position we're in. So that's why you want to humiliate, otherwise you're probably not going to be able to get into a golden era right away. In the time frame that we have, we've gone from being a 1-province minor to now being a 5-province minor. And that's nice. We're getting bonus power projection. Our bonus monarch points for having such high power projection. And we can get a new rival. We'll wait to see if any of our allies break the alliance, and then we'll rival them. They're both fairly well allied, so I'm not going to do that unless they break the alliance. The more allies we have, the more people we have to help us put down rebels, so the less we have to increase autonomy. And that's a concern. Because right now we have cash, we're making more, we have manpower, and we're recovering more. Once we state stuff, I'm going to give things out to our estates and use our interactions. Ming wants 1 admin. That's actually better for us than them asking for cash. 1 admin isn't a whole lot. Okay, we almost have our claim here. So I'm going to start paying our troops. And we're going to pull this guy back. Because we're going to continue building up spy power. Okay, we're not even waiting for full morale. We're just going again. And I'm going to start prepping our next war. Okay. Well, they're gonna continue getting more unrest until we get that converted, so might as well start converting right away. We don't have enough points to do anything more at the moment. But even before it's full stated, we can enforce religious unity. Now let's keep an eye on our time. We're at 29 minutes, so let's stop here. Thank you for watching.